Thank you. My name is Angelina Hudson. Jenna beat me to the introduction. I actually live very close to this community, but most of our work with the City of Refuge is in Northeast Harris County. But these two questions that I have would apply to anyone living anywhere in Harris County, and that is, A, if I'm a parent and I have a child that has a diagnosis and they're getting the medication, but I'm having trouble with interacting with the school, I'm having trouble just navigating what am I going to do with this child, how would I find support information? Where do I go to find out more information about this diagnosis? I understand that you say it's available, but you know, for those listening, where would I go to find out more information? And my second question is for Judge Crocker. You really touched all over my question, but there was one little piece that I want to know. If I have an adult child who is now involved with the criminal justice system, I suspect that there's a mental health problem, but there is no history. He went through school. He was difficult. There are no art papers, but I want the judge to know that I think there's a special consideration. Who do I talk to? So those are two separate.
First of all, coming to court is really good because you can talk to the defense lawyer. Sometimes you can even talk to the judge if all the parties are present. You can talk to the DA. And through our probation department, if a defendant receives probation, we can have a psychiatric evaluation done. The judge can order that as a condition. They're expensive. We can't do that on everybody. But if there's someone we're really concerned about, we can do that. There's also an order we can enter for the psychiatrist in the jail to examine that defendant, because the defendant may not say, I'd like to see the psychiatrist. They do not do a full evaluation. They only spend about 20 minutes with the patient, but they do come up with a diagnosis in many instances, and they do prescribe medicine. And if need be, we can do a full-blown evaluation, not on everybody, but on a limited number of people while we have the money to do that. And sometimes someone can go through Medicaid, or somebody has a gold card, they can get an evaluation done that way, and the judge can order it. You must, within 60 days, have a psychiatric evaluation.
Hello, my name is Henrietta Delsey. I'm the mother of 4 loving children. My question is, my daughter stepped out, but anyway, I have 3 children that I adopted, legally adopted. They're 11, 12, and 4. I have a biological son that's also 12. And my question is, when I adopted my children, they came from a drug mother. I brought them home at 2 days old. And didn't have any problems with my kids. In their paperwork, it didn't say anything about bipolar or any other kind of mental illness in their history. They gave me what they could on the parent that they had, which was the mother of the 3 children. They all came from the same mother, but different dads. And now I have a 12-year-old son. He's laid back, you know, real mellow, but he always looked depressed or angry. And I have served him well as a mother. I know I have. And I also have a 12-year-old son that's mine, and no drugs from me, no drugs, none of that, no mental illness, none of that I know of in my family or his. And he's acting out real bad in school. I live in Pasadena, Texas, and it's non-tolerant out there. I mean, I meant to say non-tolerant. Whatever he do, I have been to that school 50 times with my son. So I'm at the point now, I'm about through whooping him. I can't whoop him no more. I'm talking to him now, but he's still acting out. So do you think that it's time for me to start getting some tests on him? And my other children, like I said, I just found out recent from the son's biological grandparent, bipolar is on their side. And it also falls on the mother's side. So he's double jeopardy to me. That's my quiet son. And I got them all through the state, and they don't pay me. I didn't get them through payment or nothing like that. I got them out of love. But I'm concerned about my children, and I want to see what kind of help that I can get for my children, because I want my children to do well, and I want them to know that where they come from, that's okay. It's where you're going that matters to me, and I want the best for my children.
You want to come back? I'm an adoptive mom too. And I know what you're going through. I didn't expect to do anything either and have to do this. And we didn't have mental illness in our family. But I can guarantee you, see that NAMI and that Visions for Tomorrow class that they're teaching? That has been my godsend. Because I then got plugged into the network. Because that's how people don't talk about mental illness. And in just in your community, it is in every community. I have many people call me all the time and saying, you know, this is the first time somebody understands it. And you're understanding. And believe me, I was in Pasadena School District and I homeschooled, okay? Because I had a hard time too. But there is help. That lady there, those ladies, Jenna and all of them, are your resources. And I'll be glad to talk to you. But the things that you have is these people, the classes. And what Miss Dyson said, education is knowledge, and knowledge is power, and it will. And my son is 23 now. And I tell you, he's doing well, and I've learned a lot. And I was able to keep him insured because of the knowledge I learned. And so that's very beneficial. So,
my name is Reverend Vernon Ozan, and I am a member of St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church, where Pastor James Nash is my pastor. And I also, my daughter, her name is Daria Ozan, and she's 9. She'll be 10 in November. She's smart. Matter of fact, she made the honor roll this year, and I was so proud. But my thing is, she does take medication for her ADHD, and it's called Metadate, which means it calms her to be able to sit down and listen in a class. But my point is, there's nothing wrong with her at school. It's when she gets home after the medicine wears off. That's my point. And my point is that I'm a disciplinary, but I backed off from that because the simple reason she was born premature. And because she was born premature, she was born at 5 months. She weighed 1 pound 1 ounce, which is 495 grams. So because of that, I had to back off from wanting to whoop her. And because of that, I had to stand back and watch. Now, at times when I be talking to her, she pays attention. She'll do it at times, but then at other times she gets lost. So my point is what do I do from now that will cause her to stay on the task? Because right now she made the honor roll, and I was so proud. My chest was stuck out from here to way in New York City. But the thing of it is, now I'm trying to deal with, how do I deal with her? Because see, I took her to the doctor. She went to the best specialist, which was Dr. P. He diagnosed her, gave her the right medicine, and it worked. But when she get home, he said that don't give it to her all the time. Just give it to her only for to go to school. Well, my point is now, after she's done what she's supposed to do at school, getting her to pay attention and to get along with that, that's what my whole key point is how to.
I became familiar with NAMI with my mother. I'll never forget the experience. Dr. Snee had just taken over. Sure y'all far ago that was with MHMRA. And she had been hospitalized. I'm using this as an example because even when you're dealing with an adult, in my case, my mother, it's like dealing with a child. And my whole family was frustrated. And because, I decided, I'm going to stick with mama to the end, I had to go get educated, like what she said. I had to go get it. Then when they first had the NAMI meeting in the basement at St. Joseph, he was being introduced, I hurriedly took her, but I was really going for myself. And I'm saying that because a large number of our parents, a large number of our caregivers need to start recognizing you don't know it all. And that's where the frustration comes in. You can't use whoopings no more. You be on the Rev Nasby have to get you out of jail. Hello? It's some techniques of parenting we can't even use no more. And so we got to get more younger parents who are being exposed to it and don't know it's affecting them. Because what you dealing with, just like the other lady said, you love your child. You want to deal with the longevity. The longevity. How old is the baby now? Oh, Jesus, he got, how many more years he got? A lot of years, player. All I can say is don't miss the class. Join. Get involved. Start a support group here. You got the keys to the church. Y'all, it's some more folk out there need that help. Yeah. And that's the key. You got to get education. You got to get some support. Don't act like you're in this by yourself. At least you got a doctor, a psychiatric doctor, that's giving him some support. That doctor's give you. Now, it might be an opportunity now with the relationship here at the church to set up some unique programs for parents. But don't get frustrated. I'm telling you, baby, I was there to the last with my mama. It was never it was a bunch of interesting days, but it wasn't no frustrating.
Let me say something about that too, because I think sometimes where we make a mistake is we allow other people to determine how we treat our kids. When we got a kid that we know they got a problem, say for instance, church, for instance, you bring your kid to church and because of the people, because of what you fear they might think or say about your child, I think we mishandle our kids sometimes based upon what other people think. Now, the most important thing that you can do, and I heard Sister Henrietta say this, when you love your children, you should seek all of the help you can get without beating them. Beating doesn't solve anything, but sometimes what it does, you get the kids to the point where they almost withdraw from you, and they will act out even worse. So it's important not to be fashioned how people determine what you do with your kid. You love your child. Beating will never solve that problem. You cannot beat them senseless and expect for them to love you, because you will put fear in them. And once you put fear in them, you lose verbal contact with them. You lose the ability to dialogue with them. So we got to be careful with that, okay?
My question is for the young lady who's the director of NAMI. I am dealing with a mental disorder, but my question is, how did you make the first step on getting help? Because my problem is I don't know how to talk to people about what I'm feeling, and I will hold it in until I just explode.
Thank you, and I met you when I first walked in the door, and that was the first thing you told me. Well, guess what? You already did. Please, let's give her a round of applause. By standing today in front of all of us strangers, by accepting that I need help, there's something going on with me, you've already taken that first step. Now it's my job to connect you with all the resources you need here. But I need you, and I want you to be receptive. I want you to be open. And trust me, the people that we connect you with are people that have stood exactly where you're standing, and I'm one. Can we take a moment? If you yourself or you know someone that has been affected by mental illness, could you please stand?